Hello and welcome Strategy Battle Gamers to another GBHL YouTube channel video. You are here with your channel host GBHL James, and for all of you channel geeks out there, you will remember this face is the one, the only, Hashut's Blessing. Woo! You are proper retro GBHL.
I'm the definition of retro for GBHL.
You are vintage GBHL. For those of you that remember the old battle reports from the early days when we had the phone, or when I had the phone, was going around trying to get battle reports, Pete actually taught me how to play Lord of the Rings strategy battle game. So as such, you and Steve Crow mainly made up my first battle reports on this channel. I'm very excited that we've got you here today to do something fun. We have just filmed a Hot Gates Gaming battle report, so if you check out the links in the video description below, they should take you over to Hot Gates Gaming. Do go and subscribe to that, because it's by supporting that you are supporting me personally, create more battle report content for you guys. So Pete, we have just had one battle. We're going to do something a little bit different now. It's more like, I'm looking at the table, it's reminding me, it looks a little bit more kind of Mordheim-y, really kind of skirt. It's got that kind of feel to it, like a band.
Nice and dark, with little bands of people out to...
Yeah, these are not competitive tournament armies. These are, but it does look pretty cool on the table. So today, I'm not sure what scenario we're going to play, but we are going to be taking you into an old town in Middle Earth, where two rival factions are going to be fighting over something. They are age-old rivals, not really enemies, but rivals. Today we've got High Elves versus Durin's Folk Dwarves. We're going to show you the armies and show you the board right now. This is our town for today, and these are our two 400-point warband armies. So down here we have Gil-galad, that's right, High King of the Elves. We brought him along. As you can see, there is a Rivendell Knight Captain here, which does suitably look like it could be mounted Glorfindel with the war gear and the like. He does have a shield, which does take him up defence, and he is mounted on a horse. 155 points in total. And then over here is his warband. So in his warband we've got 4 High Elves that have bow and elven blade, and then we also have 7 who have shield and spear. Now 6 of those are also Kingsguard, just to make up the points. The one that isn't a Kingsguard is the one who's got his spear up in the air there. And then down here we also have the only conversion I've ever done, which is of course the High Elf with banner on foot there. And alongside supporting them we also have Gildor Inglorian, who always lets me down in any battle report I have filmed with him. So that is our 400 points of High Elves. We're going to show you our Dwarven adversaries right now. So Pete, introduce me to your Dwarven warbands.
So we've got Murin and Dra. And then they've brought along some of their ranger folk with them, who all have dwarf longbows. There's 7 of those. And then we've also got a dwarf captain over here, who's brought along some of the Iron Hills warriors. Now the Iron Hills warrior upgrade for 2 points gives them strength 4 instead of 3. They've also all got shields, and there's 11 of those guys.
Absolutely fantastic. So that is the Dwarven adversaries. What we're going to do is we're going to roll and see what scenario we are going to be playing for you guys today, and we'll come back after we've set up and we're ready to rock and roll with turn 1 priority. And this is our battlefield, and we have rolled for domination, and as such we've come up with a cheeky little scenario here. And as you can see, the objective markers are orcs. Now these orcs were caught raiding this town, and they weren't frightened off and scared off, but both forces, Gil-galad of the High Elves and also Murin and Dra, who have been sent by Durin's folk leaders abroad, have they are aware that one of these orcs carries some vital information about the enemy. So this is how we have set up across the town. As you can see, Gil-galad and his King's Guard have taken the centre ground here. In the meantime, the Dwarves have split up, just trying to dominate these areas here. This is our town and our battlefield. We're going to roll for turn 1 priority. For the very best of luck, Pete, you get a 3 and it's a 1, and that means priority turn 1 is going to go to the Dwarves. Here's how it's looking in the town after turn 1 movement. As you can see, one of the dwarves has stayed back here holding this orc prisoner. In the meantime, a little bit of a sortie from the dwarves on the right flank who came up against this house here and have avoided being charged by the elves, who have moved forward into the centre of the square to meet the advance. It wasn't a bold advance, they made sure they kept out of 6 inches, but it was an advance nonetheless, and it has encouraged Gilgalad to charge in on the 2 dwarves there, hoping to cause a little bit of devastation. In the meantime, over on the left flank of the dwarves, you can see that those guys have stayed still, apart from Murin. We think maybe Drow. We're not too sure, but he's actually making his way over to that far corner to try and take that orc objective. And in the meantime, one of the elves has hung back there with Gildor, who's just lurking, seeing if he can be useful in the future. So there we go. That is our town battlefield. This is how it's looking. We're going to go into the shooting phase. So we're starting off with the Dwarf Rangers over there, who are going to start off by targeting the 2 High Elves at the front here. And of course, needing to hit, they will need 3s. They got to shoot those.
I'm just quickly double checking to see if Dra has a Dwarf Longbow or just a Dwarf Bow. He's got a Dwarf Bow, so his is Strength 3,
yep.
18 inch instead.
Brilliant.
So I'll start with the Rangers.
Yep, so those 2 shots out those 2 guys there, needing 3 pluses because you haven't moved, I believe. And you get 2 hits. And I am defense 5, but you are only strength 2 bows. So you need 6s here. So 6s will kill them. And you do get one of them. Any particular preference?
Let's start off with that one.
And that one there. So it's an expensive loss for the elves. Every elven life is expensive. And we're going to go into the next lot of shooting. So do you know who you're shooting next?
So the next 2 shots will be first that archer and then...
Okay, so do 2 shots first of all. Let's see if you get... 1 hits.
1 hits.
And you'll need a 6 to kill him. Oh, broken dice. Keep an eye out for that One Ring campaign dice. That's courtesy of Steve Crow, and he always has cheating dice. So next up, so some good shooting so far.
Okay, so the next 2 are going to go for that guy.
So 2 on the banner, they will have in the ways. So both hit. Oh, do they get past the first man? They both do. They both do. Okay, and to kill him, needing the 6s, you do get it. That banner is then going to be passed on to the guys in base contact with there. That's 3 elves dead to dwarven longbow shooting. This is crazy. Okay, so you've shot with all of your bows there now,
except for Dra.
Except for
Dra, the dwarf bow, so it's only 18 inch range, but it's a bit stronger. I'm gonna go for. Can I split the fire or not?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll go for the banner guy first.
Go for the banner guy first. So it hits.
Yep. And
you'll need 5s on this one.
5s this time.
Yeah.
Nice.
Wow, this is insane. This is not probable. Okay, and then the next shot on him. It's cocked.
Roll that. And smash everyone in the
it misses. So luckily, just that banner survives. But wow, that's 4 Kingsguard dead.
Which is already halfway to your break point, I believe, as well.
Unbelievable. That's not how it should happen. Gilgalad better do some stuff here. We're going to go into the High Elven shooting. So hoping to get a little bit of revenge. We have the 2 elves here, just shooting at the 2 longbowmen there. Okay, so we need 4s to hit. Whoops. Both hits. Okay, and we will need 5s because we're strength 3 bow. So 5s, and we get 1. So 1 dwarf goes down. Go at the front would be great. There we go. So with that incredibly effective shooting there, we are going to go into the combats. And at the start of the combat phase, Gilgalad is going to call a heroic combat. Would you like to call anything?
No. I'm gonna. If you have to have everyone shield if they're gonna shield, don't you?
Yep.
Yep.
So we're going to go straight into this.
Shielding.
Okay, so you've got 2 lots of shielding dwarves there. We've got 4 dice because we did charge it. So what do you get? You get a 5 highest. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. So we need 5 or more here. We get a 4 highest, but of course we will use a second point of might to make sure that we win that fight. And you are knocked down as a result. Okay, so the first lot of double strikes on 1. We would your defense 7, so we would normally need 6s, but that becomes 5 because of his special weapon. So here we go, 5s. Nope. Next lot of double strikes, 5s. Yep. So that's 1 dwarf dead. This one on the outside would be great. Next lot of double. Well, might as well roll them all together. Next lot of strikes. No. Wow. That's a bit grim, really.
Last point, am I? Or?
That's a very, very expensive thing, but I am, because of what I'm trying to do.
Okay.
So I am going to use that. He's going to go down. That's 2 dwarves dead. And then he will continue his charge into the dwarf captain here. So next up we've got dwarf captain versus the Gil-galad, the High King of the Elves. And if I roll a 6 here, I will win.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, we've got a 4. Okay. This is scary.
I'm going to roll normally rather than shielding.
Yeah, I don't blame you because you saw my dice first.
Well, yeah, that makes sense.
But no.
I'd have to use both points of might to win that, wouldn't I?
You'd have to use both points of might to win.
Against defence 8, would you still need 5s?
Against defence 8, I will need 5s.
Okay.
I'd have 8 dice needing 5s.
I'll use both my points of might.
You're using both points of might to win that fight. Wow. So Gil-galad is going to be moved back an inch here, as you can see, because he's lost that. But you are out of might, as am I, to be honest. So that it benefits you in the big scheme of things. Okay, so you do have 2 strikes here.
Okay, so strength 4.
Strength 4. So on him you'll need 6s. He's defence 8.
6s against. Okay.
And you get 1, and you have a cock dice. And 1 there. Okay, so we're going to have a little look at Gil-galad's rules, and we'll come back after that. He's got 1 fate. This is not going well. 1 fate. No! The negativity is coming through my fingers into the dice.
Victory point already.
So you got a victory point, and I am knocked back. And I was, to be fair, I was worried that you were going to target my my horse rather than him, but that was actually paid off for you. So I'm down to 2 wounds, and that is how it's looking. It's not looking good for the Elves after being decimated through shooting and the like. So we're going to roll. I better get priority here. We're going to roll for priority.
Oh no!
It goes to me. This is great news. This is superb news, and we'll come back after I've done my stuff. So this is how it's looking with the charge of the High Elves. Sorry, I'm just going to put him in base contact now. No, I've not done that. Okay, so that's how it's looking with the High Elves charging in. As you can see, we have got these 2 guys are in on the captain. He's not in base contact there, he's just moved around just to make sure he's out of the range of the 3 dwarves there. In the meantime, Gil-galad, hoping to redeem himself after an awful last turn, has charged in on 2. And then these guys are in combat there. He's just come round to support just to try and stop those guys from coming round. And Gildor is now just going to move up 2 inches, it's all pre-measured, and he's just going to cast Immobilise. He needs a 3+ here, and he gets it. So that dwarf there is now immobilised, and then he's just going to run back round there and hide. And with that, that is going to end the High Elf movement. We're going to go back over to the Dwarves. So the scrap in the middle continues. Dwarves still hold the objective over here, and Murin makes his way over towards the woods, towards that orc who is wounded lying down there. Maybe he's the one with the important information. The dwarven bows have stayed still because they are going to be doing a little bit of shooting. So what we're going to start off with, buddy?
We're going to start off by going for the banner guy again. So
you'll have 2 in the ways. So you've got 2 here, needing 3s, I believe. Both hit. Do they get past the first guy? 1 doesn't. The one that doesn't, you'll need a 6 to wound him. Nope. The one that does, to get past the next guy, the spear support. It does. Does it kill the banner? It doesn't. Okay, so that was the first 2.
Okay, I'm going to move on to Draw.
So Draw.
Who's also going to shoot at him.
So he's also going to shoot.
I'll do these 1 at a time.
So first one, it hits. Does it get past the first guy? It does. It get past the second guy. It doesn't. Need a 6 on him. Nope. And his next shot doing the same. It hits. Does it get past the first guy? No. Needing a 6 on him? No. So then you've got 2 more shots. Unfortunately, he won't be in a position to shoot.
Shot. These 3.
It's just going to be those 2 who are going to be able to shoot.
That one's going to shoot at the banner, and then the other 2 will shoot at the guy hiding behind the house.
He's not going to be able to shoot, unfortunately, just because the way he's positioned.
Which one?
The one who's behind there, because if you draw a line of sight to him, he's firing through the guy who he's not in base contact with.
Can he not draw it from that guy? No, okay, that's fine.
He still has to shoot through, so
okay,
just
so 1 at the banner and then 1 at that guy.
Makes sense. So it hits. Does it get past the first guy? It does. Does it get past the second guy? It does. Another one of those. No. Thank goodness for that.
And then I cried, I think. At the spearman hiding behind the house, misses altogether.
So that was much better. It's evened things out ever so slightly. There will be no shooting on the part of the Elves this turn because they were pretty much decimated by shooting last time. So we are going to go into the combat phase, and neither of us will be able to call anything, so we're going to do that now. So we're going to start off with the charging Gil-galad against 2 shielding dwarves on this occasion. So what do you get? You set the bar at a 5, and we beat you using a 5. So you are both going to be knocked down, okay? So first lot of double strikes, we'll need 5s. 1 goes down, and then all of the rest of the double strikes will need 5s. And yes, he goes down as well. So much better from Gil-galad there, killing 2 dwarves. We're going to go into the next combat now. Next up we have the Kingsguard supporting a fainting high elf with Elven Blade versus the lower fight value Dwarven Captain, who is just going to fight normally. What does the Dwarven Captain get? He gets a 4 highest. It's not fantastic. And they get double 1s. However, they are in range of the banner. So, no! 3 1s in a row, what do you mean? What do you mean? So they do back away. Unbelievable. Okay, so to kill him you are strength 4 and you need 5s. Nope. You don't kill him. So luckily they do survive, but that was grim. So we're going to go to the next one now. Again, I've got fainting and I've got a Kingsguard versus your 2 guys there.
Okay, so the one without snow on his base, he's going to pierce and strike.
Sounds fantastic. Okay, so what do you get? You set the bar at a mighty 3. We get 3 and luckily we take it and don't need to do the banner reroll. This is great news. Okay, so the one that's fainting will be the dice, the red dice, which will reroll 1s. And I will need 6s here because you are defense 7. Oh no, you're piercing struck. So your piercing striking guy goes down by 6. So he is now, sorry, he goes down by 3. So he's now 4. So I need 5. So with the spear support guy needing 5s first. Nope, with the guy who's rerolling 1s needing 5s. And it kills him with the 6. So the piercing striking guy dies and the other dwarf backs away. And that is it. That is it for combat. It's there's not a lot of elves left. I'm a little bit worried. We're going to roll for turn 3 priority. And it's going to go to Hashut's Blessing. So here we go, here's how it's looking after the dwarves have charged in. So we've got 1 in on the banner there, 1 in on the 2 elves, and 1 has gone in against the elf who beat him back last time. The guy who was immobilised last time, he's now going to try and charge Gil-galad, but it does have a terror test. Courage
4, and he fails.
He fails. So I'm guessing now you want to do the same with the captain?
Yep, the captain's going to give it a go.
So he's courage 5 and he does have a point of will, and he loves it. So he is going to get in on Gil-galad. I think I've called him Glorfindel a couple of times in this. I do apologise. And that's going to be it for the Dwarven movement here. So we are going to go on to the rest of the Dwarven movement, perhaps over there.
Yep.
So we're coming in here now because, as you can see, the Elves have countercharged the Dwarves. Most of the Elves there have stayed pretty still, it has to be said. But we're going to come in now because Gildor, he's got line of sight and that will be 12 inches. And he will just be moving back there. And he's going to use a dice here. He's going to use 2 dice to immobilise, so he's got 3 left, and he'll have 1 left after this to immobilise that dwarf up against the banner. And he gets it. So that dwarf is now immobilised, and we're going to go into the rest of High Elf movement. So the battle rages on, and this is how it is looking. Mr. Hashut's Blessing did have priority, so you get to pick the first combat of this battle here, the bloody battle already. Which one are you going for?
I think I'm going to go for dwarf, transfixed dwarf rather.
Yep.
Dwarf and captain.
Makes sense. Okay, so we're going to start off over here, and I'm of course going to feint with the Elven Blade guy.
I'm going to fight as standard.
I'm going to fight as standard. So, you've got 1 dice. What do you get? You get a 6. It's good. It's strong. What do we get? We get a 6, and we beat you on fight value. So feinting with the red dice, but we need 6s. No, but we did say we feinted with that bright red dice. Oh no, we don't get it. And that is of course the issue with fighting against dwarves. They do not die. So we are going to go into this next one here. So we do have the transfixed dwarf. Of course he can't shield or anything, but what does he set the bar at? A 3. It's not great. The lighter red dice here is going to be the banner, which is at -1. Okay, so what do we get? And let's re-roll this one here. Oh, come on! Yes, so we do get it. So we do take you there. Okay, so now we will need 6s. Hey, and that dwarf is going to die. Every dwarf that dies is going to be worth quite a lot. So that's now 7 dwarves dead, which is kind of handy, it has to be said. So we're going to go to this one here now. Again, we've got one who is fainting and one who isn't in this combat. Fainting dice is the red dice here.
And I'm going to fight a standard.
You find a standard. What do you get? Oh, you get a 6 from the Rotterdam Gamers dice. We need the 6 here as well. We don't get it, so we're going to re-roll. Give me a 6. No, so you do win that. Okay, so you will need your strength 4 with these guys. Your strength 4, so you need 5s either way.
Okay, so I'm going to go for the shield guy.
Shield guy needing 5s?
Nope.
Unfortunately, you don't get it. And that leaves us with one final combat. This is the wrong way round. Let's square them up. There we go. It's Gil-galad versus Dwarf Captain. Now, you did charge. And you've got 2 dice.
Yep.
What do you get? You get a 5. It's not bad. Come on, Gil-galad! Oh, he loves it. Double 6 and a 5. However, don't knock you down. But I do need 5s here. I do need 5s. And you are down to anything? Have you lost anything yet?
I've only used up might.
You only used up might so far. So, 5s. 3 5s and 6s here would be good. Oh, that's 1 off the table. Let's re-roll this one. Hey, that's 1. So you do have a fate roll to make with your captain.
Yep, 1 point of fate.
1 point of fate. And you fail it. So he does
wound.
take a wound. He does take a wound. Who's your general?
It's Marin.
Marin over there. Okay, deny me the VPs over there. So with that, that is how our town battle is looking at the moment. This is how it's working out. You can see that the dwarves have 1 and 2 over there. This one is being contested over, but it looks like the elves might just be getting the upper hand here. In the meantime, the elves have this one here and this one round the corner here. Let's roll for priority. Come on, 3, 5, and it's going to go to the dwarves. So we're coming in here because the dwarf captain is going to attempt to heroically charge the High King of the Elves, Gil-galad. So, courage, makes it, loves it, gets himself in. I'm going to carry on with the rest of dwarf movement. So the dwarves have moved up, all of them have moved full, so there won't be any shooting there, is that right?
Yep.
Okay, so we're coming in now because Gildor is going to move up his 6 inches to here, which we pre-measured, and he's going to use his last point of will to immobilise this dwarf there. So the 1 versus the banner, needing a 3+. Come on! He's let me down, and I will not be using his point of might, of course, to do that. And we're going to carry on with the rest of Elven movement in the centre here now. Here we go, here we are after movement, and there will not be any more shooting. As you can see, I moved Gilder up a little bit more because Pete kindly reminded me that he's got an 8-inch movement, so I wanted him in and about there. It was your priority, wasn't it?
Yep.
It was your priority, so you get to pick the order of the combats. Where would you like to go, mister?
The obvious one is to go there, and we'll just work our way back.
So we're going to start with the banner first, okay? So the elf here is going to faint, and of course the banner will be -1, so he's going to be the brighter red dice.
Okay.
You get a 3, we get a 5, and we're going to take it. Okay, so the fainting dice now will be the bright red dice, and we will need 6s. Rerolling 1s on the bright red dice. What can we get?
A reroll.
We get a reroll. Come on, 6! No. So that dwarf does survive. And that means we're going to go on to this next one over here. So we have this dwarf who's fainting, and we've got this dwarf here. Oh, whoops.
They're both elves. I'm dwarves. You're elves.
So these 2 elves here. We've got these 2 elves here, and this dwarf here, one of which is going to faint, of course. You get a 5. It's strong. It's stronger than that. We're going to re-roll. Hey, and we get a 6. That's beautiful. Okay, so re-rolling 1s on the red dice, needing 6s. Come on! No, we don't get it. So we're going to move up to this next combat over here. And we've got 1 versus 1. Just going for it. You get a 5. It's strong. We get a 4, and I don't think I'm in banner range. So you take that. So you will need your strength 4, so you will need 5s to wound me here. No, don't do it.
No.
No.
I knew I should have pierced and struck. Oh well.
And then finally we have Gil-galad, who is now going to... Oh no, we do have this one here. Yep, sorry, we've got these 2 here. So again, fainting and fighting normally. What do you get? You get a 3. And we take you with the 6, okay? So needing another one of those 6s, re-rolling 1s on the bright red dice. No, absolutely nothing. Okay, so finally, here we go. You charged me, so I've only got 3. You get A 2 highest. It's wonderful. And we beat you. Just okay. So a single 5 here will kill you.
Yep. No fate, 1 wound.
So a single 5. And there we go. The dwarf captain has been slain in the centre ground. However, I do think Dra is going to be getting up here any time soon. You did win that combat, so I will back away. So there we go. That is how we are looking at the moment. I still think it's advantage dwarves, although you're not a million miles away from breaking, are you?
No, I need to lose 3 more and then I'm breaking.
3 more, but the dwarves are tough to kill, so we shall see. Let's roll for the next turn. Priority. It's 4, it's good, and it's better than that. So it is going to go to the dwarves again. However, Gildor over here will use his point of might to call a heroic move. This is our town. As you can see, this elf here has moved around the back of the building because he is aware that there is a band of archers who are very, very good shots turn 1. They're pretty good, so he's getting well out of the way. This dwarf still holds the objective here in this little bit of parkland in the town, and everything has gone into combat here. But Dra has moved up, and with that is moved up some points of might, so that's a little bit of a worry for the high elves here in the middle. In the meantime, the rangers over there, they are also moving towards the centre. And Murin himself has moved towards this objective, so Dwarves very much doing very well playing the objective game, and this elf here is hiding. So yeah, this is how our battlefield looks. There will not be any shooting, so we're going to go straight into the combat phase, and it was your priority.
Yep.
So you get to pick. So which one would you like to do first?
We'll go for the one with the banner first.
So going for the one with the banner here. So the banner will be the bright red dice. I will also have this guy here fainting.
Okay.
Okay, so what do you get? You set the bar up nice and high with a 6. So what do we get? And we do get to re-roll. So I'm going to re-roll this one here. Give me a 6, come on! Oh, and he gets it! So you will be trapped, so that is good news. Okay. So we need 6s on these dice, and 6s, re-rolling ones on the bright red dice. Can we get it? And we do get that dwarf. At last, another dwarf dies. That's 2 more until those pesky dwarves are broken. So next up, which way would you like to go?
Next up, we'll go for the other trap dwarf.
So the other trap dwarf over here. Now I am actually going to go 2-handed and fainting with that guy there.
Okay.
So I'll do that with the bright red dice, and the other 2 will fight normally. I will need a different colour, so I'm going to use 2 blue dice here for Gildor himself, and then that one for the normal Kingsguard. So what do you get? You set the bar with a 6. It's good, it's strong. Come on! We don't get a 6. So what I will do is I'll re-roll one of those dice. Here we go. Come on! It's only a 5. And you do win. So these guys are going to back away. I believe Gildor's only got 1 point of might. Okay, so where would you like to kill?
What's Gildor's defence?
Gildor's defence is 4.
4.
So you will need 4s.
4s. How much fate has he got?
He has got 1, I believe.
I'll double check since I've got the book in hand.
He's got
1 fate, yeah.
So he's got 1 fate and 2 wounds, like a captain.
Let's go for the shield guy.
So you go for the shield guy. So you will need 5s on the guy with the shield.
Okay.
So you need a 5 with him.
Move some dice out of the way.
And you get him. So another elf bites the dust. And that's 5 elves dead. This is our dead pile here. More dwarves than elves at the moment, but the elves are more expensive, which is a worry. So next up, we'll go over here, yeah?
Yep, so we'll do that one.
Okay, so we got the 1-on-1.
I'm gonna piss and strike this time.
Okay,
I'm risky.
I'm gonna go for it. Let's see what you get. You get a 2. It's great. Oh no! 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 You let me down. Okay,
so
I can't complain. My dice have been great lately. You got
increase it by 1, so strength 5.
So you'll still need 5s.
Still 5s? Nope, nothing.
Thank goodness for that. And he backs away an inch there. And next up we have got Charging Gilgalad against 1 dwarf. What do you get? A 2. And he lets you there. So we're going to have 8 dice here, needing 5s. And he is very, very, very dead. And that breaks you.
11 is my breaking point.
Oh, 11 is your
20, so...
Oh, okay, so 11 exceeds your break point.
Yes.
Okay, so there we go. That is how our battle is looking. Oh no, you've not got that objective at the moment. But yeah, this is how the battlefield is looking. Let's roll for the next turn. Priority. Let's see who gets it. Definitely not that one. You get a 6. I get a 1. And once again it goes to the dwarf. We're going to start things off with this dwarf over there who is going to try and charge Gil-galad. So, don't fluff this. No double ones. You do get him.
7
you do make it.
plus 4, 11. Nice and simple.
He loves it.
Head straight in.
And he gets in. And we're going to carry on with the rest of Dwarf Movement. And here we go. Here's how it's looking. So we did have that dwarf who charged in on Gil-galad. And Dra has also charged in on this High Elf warrior here. In the meantime, this dwarf has been surrounded, and Gildor and High Elf have charged in on one of the rangers who have moved up to the middle here, hoping, I think, to try and get round on this elf who is playing hidey behind that building, as is this one over here who's playing hide behind that building, trying to stay out of the way of that shot, and also of Murin, who is over here. In the meantime, that elf has moved 2.5, but he has no shot, and has moved to get in range of that objective. So at the moment, you clearly hold 2 objectives. I clearly hold 1. I have the advantage on 1, and we are matched at another. You do have a wound on Gil-galad, so at the moment I think that puts you in the lead. So we're going to come back. There won't be any shooting. We're going to come back with the combats. We're going to start off things with the banner combat here, and the High Elf at this end, he is going to faint. So, what do you get? You get a 3, and we get a 6, and we take you. Now you are trapped. The fainting dice there is going to be the bright red dice now, and we will need 6s. Re-rolling 1s on the bright red dice. Come on, to break, and we do. So the Dwarven force have been broken. 11 are dead. 11 are dead. And we're going to go straight into the next combat, which will be... Which one do you want to do next?
We'll go for Gildor next.
So we're going to do Gildor with his 2 dice.
And I'm going to
plus the High Elf. Gildor will faint in this instance.
Okay.
Because I'm high fight anyway. You get a 5. And we get 4s. And I think I'm out of range of the banner as well. So you do win that. So we're going to back away. And who would you like to strike?
Okay, so I'm only strength 3, so which one's actually easier to wound? Or are they
Gildor is easier to wound. No, you need 5s on each of them.
Okay, I'll go for the archer then.
So going for the archer, needing 5s.
And re-rolling 1s.
Re-rolling the 1. Can you faint?
Yes, they've actually got daggers on their belts. Swords.
There's me, I thought Dwarf Rangers had axes.
No, let's pick up
No,
dead guy. There you go, nice little scabbard.
Very interesting.
Lime green.
There we go, so he is going to die. And that's another High Elf that's gone down. Now that's 6 dead. I'm not a million miles off breaking, I don't think. So so next up, you want to go for...
Yep, well, we might as well go for that one.
So Gil-galad.
I'm just going to attack. In fact, I'm going to piercing strike.
Yeah, piercing strike. You got 3. And we beat you on a 5. So what do you go down to?
I will go down to
you're down by
4.
3. So you're now at 4. So I would normally need 4s, but that becomes 3s because of my spear. And you are dead. So another dwarf goes down.
However,
and then finally, we have this over here. So we have a Kingsguard versus Murin.
This one's Dra.
A Dra even.
And Dra is going to... He's got an axe. He's going to piercing strike.
He's going to piercing strike. I'm going to be shielding on this occasion. So you've got 2 attacks.
Yep.
2 attacks. What do you get? You get 5. So a 6 here will win it for me because I am fight 6.
Yep.
Are you fight 5?
5/5, yeah.
Come on, 6 GBHL 6. No, I'm nowhere near the banner. So you did piercing strike. So what do you go up to?
Okay, so
you got by 3. So you are now
to
7. So you need 4s.
4s.
Yeah, and you kill him.
Double dead.
And that High Elf bites the dust. So getting close. We'll have to count things up. But that is how it is looking at the moment. It is really in the balance. Place your bets now in the comment section. Who do you think is going to take this? Come on. We need a priority. And it's going to go just at the right time. The priority is going to go to the High Elves. Here we go, so we're coming in after the Elves have charged in. Gildor has led a little bit of a sortie. In the meantime, Gil-galad has charged in on this dwarf in the woodland terrain. And that was it for movement, so we're going to come in with some courage tests now. So we've got Dra here.
Yep.
Take the hero.
So courage 5.
He loves
It's
it.
fine.
6s, he absolutely loves it. So we'll move him in a second.
We might as well
Got
go
this
to the
one here.
ranger next. Who's courage 4.
No.
So he flees.
He
Probably
flees, this
a
is
little
great
bit
news.
wisely.
We have this Dwarf Ranger over
the
here.
other ranger, who also flees.
This is great news.
And then
you also have Murin over here.
Has courage 5.
And he loves
he's
it.
fine.
He loves it. So we're going to move those heroes now. And we'll come back with the combats. So here we go. This is how it is looking. So we're going to come back in now because you've kept Dra over here still because you want to do double shots at the banner.
Yep.
So double shots at the banner. You need 3s. 1 hits. You want to use a point, Mike?
Nope.
Nope.
I was debating it though.
So you need a 5 to wound him. Nope.
Nope. I should have used the mine.
So there we go. And with that, we're going to go into the combat phase. It was my priority, so we're going to come straight into those combats. So I'm going to come in here with the charging woodland creature that is Gil-galad versus you.
I'm going to shield.
You're going to shield?
Well.
Let's see what you get. It's a 4. It's not as strong as a 6. So you are knocked down, and we would normally need 6s, but that becomes 5 because of his weapon, and yep, he is going to go down, and that is another dwarf killed off the objective, which of course is very, very important because at the moment we hold 2, we contest 1 equally. You don't have any over there anymore, and this one we have more models that are there. So we are now in the lead, and we have broken you. Well, you only need to kill 1 more to break us, so let's see whether you can do that or not. We have Gildor versus 2. Gildor only has 2 dice. He went in there.
Faint with both of them.
You're going to faint with both of them. So let's see. What do you get? You get a 6. So can we get that 6? We get a 5. We got a banner reroll. Come on, Gildor! Don't let me down. He does. Gildor has let me down, so he is going to back away. And on him, you are defense. So you are strength 3.
Strength 3, yeah.
So you will need 5s against him. 5s. And no,
Reroll the 1.
Reroll the 1.
Was fainted.
They're both fainted.
It's still 4.
And he didn't get it there. So next up we've got the 1 versus 1 over here, and I am going to shield, in fact.
And I'm going to faint.
I'm going to faint, so shielding, and we get it with a 5, and that means that you are going to back away. So for you to be 25%ed, how many models need to be left on the board?
4.
4, and at the
That's
moment
under 25%.
under 25. And at the moment you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So likely it might happen next turn. Let's see what happens. Let's roll for priority. You get a 5, it's good. And it's stronger than that 3. We're going to go to the courage tests. So starting off over here, I think. What are you going to get? He loves it.
Fine and dandy.
This one, he's gone. So that's it now. At the end of this turn, it will be over.
Okay, so next ranger.
Nope.
No, that's
Courage.
10.
Is he courage 4?
Courage 4, yeah.
Courage 4, not 3. And the next one, and he loves it as well. So 2 are going to stick around. Oh,
Murin as
and
well.
also Murin.
Who is fine.
He's courage 5, isn't he? So there we go. We're going to carry on with the rest of dwarf movement as we go into the final turn, which looks like currently it should maybe go to the elves. This is it. This is how we're looking. So the dwarf ranger there moved in on the objective, and he has promptly been surrounded and charged. They want that. They want that objective. But you have charged the banner because, I mean, if you kill 1, you break me as well.
Yep.
Which goes in favour. This is not as clear cut as it might seem, because if you kill 1, you also break me, and I believe that then becomes we get 1 VP each rather than me getting 3. And you have moved. I think you were close enough to contest that. So I have charged you with Gil-galad. Why not? So at the moment that one is contested, and this one over here is also contested, but you have Dra over there, or Murin. But I do have this one, and no one has that one. So this is going to be very, very, very close. So we are going to come in with combats, and it was my priority or your priority? It was your priority.
It was my priority, yes.
So which one do you want to do first? I guess you want your banner?
We'll start with a banner, yep.
So we're going to start.
Faint.
So I'm going to shield, because this is to get passed on to a guy with a shield. Okay, so here we go. And my 5 becomes, sorry, my 6 becomes a 5, and I do win that. And I'm going to move back. Sorry, you move back 1 inch that way. And there we go. So we're going to come over to the next one here. Do you want to do this one?
Yep, I'm going to faint again.
I will faint with these 2 guys here, because I've still got the high fight value. Here we go. So What do you get? You get a 4. And we take it on a 5. Okay, so let's do Gildor first. He will need 5s, re-rolling 1s, and he gets you by himself. There we go.
So that one's not even contested.
So that one's not contested. This is great news for me. Okay, and you haven't killed him. But if you kill my leader, that's going to be very good for you, and you could get that here. So that could be a 9 VP swing.
Yep. So we'll go for Mirren's fight first. I'll just double check. I think he's only 2 attacks, but it's always best.
I'm going to shield.
I
think.
I've got a sword, so I can actually feint.
You can, and you're lower fight value.
I'm lower fight value anyway. I've got 3 points of might still, so I'm going to heroic strike.
Unfortunately, at this point, I would not normally say that you can't, but you can't because we've started the combat phase.
Nope, that's fine. Right, so yep, but I'm still fainting.
Let's do it. You get a 6, it's good. So I do need a 6 here to fight you off. 6, come on! No, we don't get it. So I do back away, which means that I'm no longer contesting that objective. Okay. Can you kill him and also break me at the same time?
So I'm strength 4.
Yep, so you will need 5s.
5s, okay. And
5s,
I get to re-roll 1s.
But you don't need to, because you smash him twice over. So the elves are now broken as well, we believe. We think so anyway. Okay, so we've got the final one here. So that at the moment, as it stands, you have 3. I have 3. I have 6. Okay.
Yep.
I have 1, you have 1. So that's 7-4. But you have a wound on the leader. So that's 7-5.
Yep.
And we're both contesting that one equally at the moment. So at the moment it's 7-5. If you kill him, you've won the game. Okay.
Jumps up.
If I kill you, then I've won the game.
11-6, I think.
Something like that.
Okay, so
jumps up to 11-7.
Okay.
Here we go.
So
I did charge you.
A special strike. I'm just gonna fight you.
You get a 6. You get a 6. So Gilgalad. Gilgalad cannot fluff this. This is time. Give me a 6. Jibba jibba jibba. No! Gilgalad doesn't get it, so he does back away. So you do have 2 strikes here. Yep. Now, if you do need 2 6s.
I've still got all 3 points of might.
And you do still have all 3 points of might. This is doable. You have to get them both. You've got 2 strikes on him. This is a key moment here. There's no pressure. Okay.
I should have piercing striked. I knew it. Striked. Whichever.
Right, okay, so I don't know if you want to roll them one at a time. That builds tension. That could be quite fun. Use a point of might.
Point of might.
So you've got 2 more points of might, okay? If you get this, you win the game. Oh no! No! So you had 2 more points of might, so you needed a 4+. You had a 50-50 chance of winning that game there. That is how it's looking, guys. It is over.
Purple betrayed me.
It certainly did. So we both contested that one, so there's no VPs involved at all in that. It's 0-0. Okay, you did wound my leader, so you get 1 point for that. We both broke each other, so that took it to 2-1. I have this one here, so that then takes it to 4-2. You have that one there.
Takes us to 5. You get 3 for an uncontested.
Yep. So you've got 3 there, and you've got 3 there.
All.
So let's start again. You got 3 there. Okay. So you got 3. And I've got 6 from objectives.
And 6 from objectives.
I broke you, and you broke me. So that's 1 each. We neither get either from that because we're both contesting it, but you did wound a leader, so I believe that finishes 7-5.
7-5.
Absolutely outstanding game here on the GBHL podcast. Remember, if you do enjoy these videos, make sure you check the links in the video description below to support myself on Hotgates Gaming. What we're going to do is we're going to do an epic handshake, and we're going to go into the post-battle bat rep breakdown. Welcome to the post-battle bat rep breakdown, and oh my days, oh my eyes, that was awesome.
It's close.
That was awesome. Those are the kind of games that you want. So yeah, let's talk a little bit about that. So first of all, how did you find the scenario, the setting, how it all looked, the 2 armies? What did you think when you come into the game?
In particular, adding in the story behind it massively helped. It helped to not only obviously make it more fun, was going to be fun anyway. But it also helped to give a clear sense of what we were aiming for. At some points it did turn into literally just, I'm a dwarf, you're an elf, so I want to kill you. Because that's what we like.
And it happened.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, small 400-point battle here. Elves versus dwarves. We've both got some bows in there, but it's really just token. I mean, you normally wouldn't really bother at this kind of small points cost, I don't think. But you're shooting early, and you killed 4 elves.
In one round.
In one round. And in one round, forced Gil-galad to use all I mean, I was being a bit liberal, I must admit. I was being a bit sort of punch drunk with with him. But, you know, it's a big hero, small game, why not? It's a bit of fun. But you drew 3 points of might in turn 1 from Gil-galad, and you killed 4 elves that will cost altogether some over 50 points. You know, because of Kingsguard and elven blades and shields and spears and the like, and bows. I was like, oh my days. So I was not massively confident. What was your plan going into the game? So clearly you kind of set up, and you weren't really sort of dominating the middle, but you had split your force.
Yeah, well, I was obviously on the back foot from the beginning because you had 3 objectives in your deployment zone, whereas I only had 1. And then on top of that, I've got a slower movement than you, and you obviously had your cavalry, which was only 1 model, but it's a very powerful model. And your shooting
It's supposed to
be usually good, but I managed to snipe out a couple of them. And then
you killed 2 of the archers really early. You forced the banner to be passed twice.
Yep.
3 times.
And then obviously most of the rest of the time everyone was in combat anyway, which meant that my archers became kind of useless, and I probably held them back too much. And I probably could have done with moving the captain towards that back objective instead of moving Murin, who in the end didn't actually need to use any of his might up. He was perfectly fine just hacking away at 1 elf.
Yeah, I think that was a big thing. Was the fact that your might was out of it for a while. But I really wasn't expecting to use all 3 with Gil-galad, which meant that I had nothing there. And a big advantage you have with taking Murin and Dra, of course, bringing 6 might to the table for a relatively sort of low points yield for the fact that you're getting 2 lots of 3 might. Same as when you bring the twins to the table, for example. And I have to say, when you split the force, there was a little bit of me that was reasonably happy, because I thought, well, even if you split it and you go that kind of way, I can at least try and, Gil-galad on his own should be able to, especially with the +1 to wound, he should be able to take down what was in front of him without even too much support, but that did not go to plan.
The captain proved a little bit too tough, and then they just kind of kept trying to slap each other.
Like you say, you did have the disadvantage that with how we rolled, to get rolled for deployment, I got the side that had most of the objectives on, which meant that you kind of had to come and wrestle it off of me. But as such, I could just kind of leave a couple sort of drop behind and just focus on trying to win the fight in the middle and really try and sort of destroy you. But it didn't really go as well as it should have done, as it could have done, and I'm blaming Gil-galad completely. It's complete.
It's a thing that the whole game literally came down to that last die roll,
you had a 50-50
which was
chance.
a 50-50 chance.
It's a 50-50 chance, and now, and you think about it, remember, Pete's just getting back into the game. There might be comments below, and you might be saying, why didn't he heroic strike, why didn't he use his might here and there? Well, we're having a bit of fun. But just think of how glorious that would have been, and how vilified he would have been if he for not using that might could have used, if you'd have rolled a 4 and used 2 points of might to win the game. That would have been epic. I'm kind of sad that it didn't happen. Even though it's resulted in me winning, that's not what this game is about, is it? It's about epic moments, and that's why we love Hobbit SBG, and we certainly had some epic moments in that game. So yeah, we certainly did. It's been great catching up with you again after ages. It's been over a year. So hopefully we're going to see Pete in a few more battle reports to come, particularly on Hotcakes Gaming, because we're going to try a couple of other systems as well. So remember, if you do want to see more battle reports from me, you know what to do. I keep on saying it because I need your support, guys. Get in the comment section below and get yourself onto my Patreon. Remember, it's different from Jamie's. Go onto my Patreon to back these battle reports. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed the battle. The elves have managed to get away with the orcs, who have the key vital information for some other future bat rep that we'll do at some other point in the future. So don't forget to comment, like, share and subscribe. Make sure that you support your Hobbit hosts by checking out the links in the video description below, liking our Facebook and following us on Twitter. Support your Hobbit hobby and see if you remember. He doesn't. Happy strategy battle gaming.